The 49ers have 3 quarterbacks in the quarterback room, but do they have one that can lead them to a Super Bowl? The Seattle Seahawks, Geno Smith, what a surprise. Can he come back and do a repeat performance of what he did last year? The Los Angeles Rams, well, there's some things we got. We have something, but do you have anything enough to get you over a certain amount of wins? And the Cardinals, yeah, those are just the Cardinals. See what me and Jared have to say coming up next.
All right, here we go.
So in all likelihood, Deshaun Jackson's going to at least get a return.
Deshaun Jackson gets a block. Are you kidding?
Way downtown. Oh, what a shot from Curry.
That is a disgusting act by Randy Moss.
Welcome to the Shred the Spread podcast, your home for all your NFL sports betting needs. I'm your host, Jared, and back with me for another divisional preview is my right-hand man, Dynell. We're about to dissect this division. Got a big favorite. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, baby. We back again, live in the flesh. Thankful for every single day. But yeah, looking into this division, man, the numbers ain't pretty too kind. I think I might have one number I like. This is going to be a division I kind of tiptoe around a little bit because there is a clear favorite. But let's talk about it, man. I'm ready to see what you got going on.
Yeah, I think I got a surprise for you and the viewers. So let's get right into it. It's going to be a little bit later, a little bit foreshadowing, but I got something good for y'all. We've got the San Francisco 49ers got bit by the birds. They're all hurt in their feelings. Minus 165 to win the division, rightfully so. 10.5 is the win total. This team is coming in with this much favoritism because we had Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy, step in and do the unthinkable. If you really break down the numbers, he did not perform very well. He's very physically limited. His arm, he just could not even throw the ball in a playoff game. They tried to have Christian McCaffrey play quarterback and damn near threw a pick his first play. Who knows what this team is going to be? But I promise you one thing. There is a higher chance that this win total goes under than it goes over. This win total was just at 11.5 last week. It went down to 10.5 for a reason. This team just has way too much hype going over them. And I know this defense is going to carry this team regardless if they score 7 or 70 points. But we have to figure, is Brock Purdy really going to step in with all this pressure because he has 2 extra quarterbacks sitting under him? Trey Lance was hurt last year. There was no pressure on Brock Purdy. He stepped in, had the least expectations out of any quarterback in the league, and it performs. I think things are going to be a little bit different this year. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I definitely think it's gonna come down the peg. I feel like defense has got a chance to see 13 to 14 games of footage against them now, so there's going to be a little bit more of a resistance there. That, like I said, that defense is going to carry them basically throughout. Like you said, I most likely will hit the under on the 10.5 mark. Only concerning the fact, like you said, we don't even know who the quarterback is. There's 3 quarterbacks in the room. One sees ghosts, one goes to the strip club, and the other one is kind of Mr. Irrelevant. So we don't know what we're going to get out of this QB room yet. So double-digit wins is obtainable. Like I said, you got a great defense. So double-digit wins is definitely obtainable. But favorable, nah, not over. I'll definitely pick under when it comes to the 49ers.
Gosh, thank you. I really was hoping you weren't going to come in and say,
come on, dude.
Minus 13 wins. Easy.
Come on, dude. My quarterback, Sam Howell. So, yeah.
So let's move on to an interesting team. Had a pretty solid draft. Jackson Smith and Jigba is looking really solid. Apparently, he's running really crisp routes in training camp. Obviously, you got to take all the stuff with a grain of salt. But they have a really, really deep, core for the wide receivers. Metcalf, Lockett, and Jackson Smith and Jigba. I mean, they potentially have a top 3 trio for wide receivers. Arguably the best. To some people, they say they have the best wide receiver room. Geno Smith obviously took a huge step forward last year. And when I was looking into this, I just really couldn't see Geno Smith performing that well again. But if you looked at his statistics as a backup, he really didn't overperform last year than he really did, being a backup for all these teams. Mm-hmm. I mean, Geno Smith really kind of came out of his shell and he got more of an opportunity. That's the biggest difference. Yeah. Last year, Geno Smith got an opportunity. He got paid. And I really think this team rallies around him because he just has that. He's got that swagger. He's got that. That captain, that leader ability. And I think the team really listens to him. Wow, they hit on the draft last year. I mean, these corners were locked down.
Down, bro. Lock down.
I mean, you got Jamal Adams coming back. I mean, there's just so much, hype around this team. but that's probably why this number's sitting at 8.5. For some reason, it doesn't feel right. I really thought I was going to look at this number and see 9.5. But if you look at their schedule, I think they have the 13th hardest strength of schedule. So they're about middle of the pack. This team they have a lot of key players. They just drafted that. Was it Witherspoon?
Yes. Lockdown corner from Illinois. Yep. Witherspoon, Devon Witherspoon.
So, they have, they're taking a shot. They're getting depth. It's just going to be a matter of, can these pieces all come together? Can they put the puzzle together? Can they take the next step? The really big question mark for me is, how healthy are these running backs?
Ain't that the truth? That's the truth right there, man. What is up with Kenneth Murray? You have you heard anything about Kenneth Murray recently?
No, I heard his injury was a little bit, deeper than they thought. Even the guy they just drafted, he's dealing with some stuff, but they said he should be good to go. I just don't know. Like plus 200, I just don't see much value there. I mean, the win total's sitting at 8.5, so it is a little steep. You are in the Niners division, but I don't know. Do you have any read on this team?
Yeah, my biggest read is this. Like I said, this would be a great honestly for me. This would actually be a great team to bet on in my regards. Only if they address the run defense. They got ran all over last year. They were the 30th. I think they ranked 30th in rush defense and 26th in rush per carry. They gave up 4.9 yards per carry. I want you to really understand that. They gave up 4.9 yards per carry.
Yeah.
It still ended up being a 9-8 team. I believe they missed the playoffs, right? They just missed it. They missed the bye game. Yeah. So it's a 9-8 team just missed the playoffs with probably one of the worst rush run defenses in the league. I mean, if you fix the think about it, they who did they sign? I believe they went and got Jerron Reed. They got Devin Bush and Bobby Wagner, 2 linebacker setups to kind of help with that run defense. Honestly, Jared, I might actually fight you against this one. This might be one of my plays. 8.5. I did the over is 8.5. Over under is what? 8.5. You said?
Yeah,
right?
8.5.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is my little sneak team right there. They're going to be over 8.5, and I can definitely see them in a position to possibly steal this division.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
not what I was expecting. I mean, you know what? I can't disagree or agree with you because I really just don't have a feel for this team because there's another team that I think has all the value.
Ooh.
And that is the Los Angeles Rams. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? This team is 10-1 plus 1,000 to win the division. Matthew Stafford, you know who that guy is? I think the public forgot about him. I think he just won a Super Bowl a few years ago. He's got this guy who just won the Triple Crown a couple years ago too, Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
I mean, what would they say? And I quote, "Fuck them picks." Yeah, because they want to win. They want to win. They get nothing for losing. Why would they go out there and tank? There is no point unless they want to completely flip the script, trade Matthew Stafford. What if they don't do that? Then they're going to win. They don't have any picks. They mortgage their future to try to win. And I know this defense sucks. This offense, who knows? But Matthew Stafford was not healthy last year. He has Cooper Kupp. There's this guy named Aaron Donald on the defensive line. Makes up for 3 people.
He's a dog.
I know this secondary is really wishy-washy, but this team is going to put up points. They didn't win. They didn't make that Super Bowl run scoring 14, 15, 17 points a game. They went there and they were putting up touchdown after touchdown. Cooper Kupp, double touchdown games, triple touch. Like this team is just built for offense. Sean McVay, we got to remember who this coach is. He is going to scheme this team around their strengths. This isn't no scrub head coach. He's going to put this team in a position to win. Sean McVay was contemplating retirement. You think he's going to come just be a coach of a bum team? Hell no. You're giving me 10-1 on the Rams. I have this team at 8.2 wins. I really think they're going to shock some people. So I'm betting at 6.5. I already bet them at 6.5. I alternate bet them at 7.5. I sprinkled the division and we're getting 66-1 for them to win the Super Bowl. If they can win this division, what's stopping them from winning the Super Bowl? That's all I'm going to say. The NFC we got to remember, the NFC is not the strongest conference. That's the AFC. The NFC doesn't have a lot of top quarterback play. And if there's any team in this division that's got a quarterback that can kind of shake shit up, it's Matthew Stafford. There's no question marks. He is playing. If he's healthy, he's playing.
Well, how's he going to stay healthy? That is my one thing I will say about this. There is no guarantee Matthew Stafford's going to stay healthy. That O-line hasn't improved. They haven't really made any big plans for the O-line. I mean, they let go of a lot of players, a lot of key contributors. Jalen Ramsey kind of being the biggest one. And yes, like you said, we already talked about the defense being bad, but with Cooper Kupp also being out, you're asking a lot from a middle age, 34-year-old, 35-year-old Matthew Stafford. I mean, he just, he missed all last season, because of his shoulder?
Yeah.
I don't really, with nerve damage, I think. I don't really know 100% know for sure. Hey, listen, I'll give you 100% props if that happens. That's a little bit bold. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I don't see it. I just don't. But hey, man, like, respect to you.
No, okay, no, I get it. But you got to understand, that's the majority of people. They're out on the Rams, like they forgot about them. But we got to remember, you want to talk about quarterbacks being healthy? Look at the 49ers. They are the epitome of can't keep a quarterback healthy. Yeah. Look at the Cardinals. I mean, it's going to come down to the healthiest team are going to be the Rams and the Seahawks. The Seahawks don't really have a running game right now. You know, at least Matthew Stafford has the best wide receiver in this division. So, you know, I just think we got to remember this team is obviously 10-1 for a reason. You know, that's steep.
Right.
But 10-1 for the Rams with a Super Bowl winning quarterback who has Matthew Stafford's been on shitty teams before and he's performed. That's what he does. In Detroit, he was on sorry ass teams going out there giving them a chance to win. He's got a better head coach. He's got Aaron Donald. He's got Cooper Kupp. Yeah. The offensive line and defensive line a little shaky besides Aaron Donald on the defense, but you're just dude, 10-1, and I already think that the 49ers are going to regress. I don't really know what to expect from the Seahawks, and the Cardinals are basically an extra bye week. Come on now. Rams at 6.5 wins is criminal. I love this over, and I can get plus 110 on the over 6.5. That just doesn't seem right. If the Rams come out and win the first 2 games of the season, this number is going to drop to like 4-1, 5-1. That's too much of a value play not to take from me. So I'll definitely be throwing a couple darts on this Rams team. Obviously, you're not on it, so let's just go ahead and move to this team, and we really don't have to spend much time on it. The Cardinals, 27-1 to win the division. 4.5 is the win total. What do you got for them?
Well, what do they got for me? They ain't got really much for me to really talk about. I mean, who's the quarterback? Kyler Murray's hurt. So
Colt McCoy.
Is it really Colt McCoy?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
We're going to do this again. We're really going to do this again. Geez. Who's protecting Colt McCoy? Who's running the ball? In fact, I'm sorry, I forgot. They got James Conner.
Yeah.
Who's the opposite of Hollywood Brown? We already seen this before with Hollywood Brown and the Ravens. And granted, the system wasn't set for him to be a number one because they ran the ball more, they passed the ball. But at the end of the day, he's not that true number one. You got rid of DeAndre Hopkins. This feels like a Texan situation all over again. Trade away Deshaun Watson. Trade away DeAndre Hopkins. Now Kyler Murray's hurt. He's out. They got rid of the coach, and now DeAndre Hopkins is out the door too. So, damn, I feel bad for DeAndre Hopkins. He ended up being in 2 bad situations in a matter of 5 years. That's some shit.
This is probably the one public under that I'm going to be all over too, and it's the Cardinals under 4.5. And it just makes sense. They have their pick. They have the Texans pick. They want to do bad. Jonathan Gannon, the new head coach, he wants this team to underperform. He wants these players. They are set up. They drafted last year perfectly to set themselves up for the next 3-4 years. If they have a bad season and the Texans play pretty shitty, they could potentially have 2 top 5 picks. In the NFL, that's so much value, whether they want to draft somebody or trade it for assets. They brought back Budda Baker. Okay, he's too talented to be on that team. He's wasting his damn time.
Exactly.
But, they have a playmaker on defense. They got the captain. They got the guy that the team huddles around. Kyler Murray, I've heard, we were seeing stuff that they were trying to move him at the draft. Who knows what happens with that? They kind of made a deal with the devil. Obviously that is just burning up. So, the problem with Murray is he doesn't want to watch film. He doesn't want to compete. He's not a gym rat. He wants to go home and play fucking Call of Duty. He is not a leader of that team. They need to clean house. They need to go tank. You know, they need to get what's his name? Caleb Williams from USC. That's who they need to tank for.
Yep. They might as well just seek the next year and hopefully they get on Hard Knocks again to be somewhat relevant. I mean, damn, the best part about that Hard Knocks was Buda Baker going off crying about how he took a losing and he wants to win. So can you please just get that
back?
So yeah, just get that man out of there and send him to the Jets where he might be actually happy about winning something.
Yeah. So 27-1. If this was 1,000-1, I wouldn't even put $1 on it. It's just not even worth it. This Cardinal team, I just don't see a scenario where they win this division unless the Rams, Seahawks, and 49ers relocate to different divisions and this then leaves their Cardinals by themselves. But yeah, dude, I mean, I think just to sum this all up, 49ers are too juicy. We really can't touch it. I think the under they're due for some regression. Dynell really likes the Seahawks. He thinks Geno Smith's going to stay consistent. They got really good receivers. They hit on the draft, and they had another really good draft. So let's see if they have another. If they pan out this year, that's 2 successful drafts in a row.
Bro,
I think
Legion of Boom.
Yeah,
Legion of Boom. I'm telling you,
seriously, that's what they're doing. We got the Rams at 10-1 that I love. 6.5 for the win total. I just really think Matthew Stafford, he said this is the healthiest he's felt, since that Super Bowl run. And then we have the bottom of the pot, the bye week for this division, the Arizona Cardinals. I think me and Dynell can both agree that we're going to take this under 4.5. So that'll do it for the NFC West. If you haven't checked out the NFC North episode, go ahead and do that. We got a couple sneaky value plays in there, but be sure to check out the rest of the NFC coming out later. And then we'll get into the AFC. So that's going to do it for us. Until next time, we'll see you.
Peace.